Before this video review gets started, I would like to point out this disclaimer. None of the merchandise or products that I am showing in my videos are for sale, giveaway, or trade. If you like what I am showing within these videos, you can go ahead and purchase your own item. If it is a custom item, then you will need to make that yourself. If you can't buy or make your own version of the products that I am showing in my videos, that is too bad because you are not getting mine. So please do not ask me if you can have any of the items that I show within my review videos, because the answer is going to be no. Thank you, and please enjoy the review. Hello there guys, and welcome to another Uchu Sentai Kyuranger review video. In this video, I am taking a look at the Seiza Blaster. This is the transformation device that most of the Kyurangers use, with the exceptions of U Commander and Ho Ho Soldier, who each have their own unique methods of transforming. And I will show those transformation devices off in later episodes, because at the time of the recording of this video, I do not have those yet. In fact, this is the most recent Kyuranger merchandise that I have gotten. So anyway, this is the Seiza Blaster. It is the blaster that is used by, as I've said, the core Kyuranger team, as well as also Koguma Sky Blue. Now, of course, on the vinyl figures, depending on what Kyuranger it is, they didn't bother to change the color of the Seiza Blaster on the vinyl figures, just leaving them the same color as the Kyurangers themselves, which does not bother me all that much, because that would certainly take up a lot of work to get the color to match. But maybe when Hasbro adapts Kyuranger, they will actually have the Seiza Blasters on the Ranger figures be the right color. But the fact that they aren't the right color on the vinyl figures doesn't bother me that much. Alright, so what we have here underneath is the strap, and there are all sorts of different buttons on the Seiza Blaster, which can do all sorts of different things, and I will show them off in a moment. This handle right here, it can be moved upward or moved downward. And I guess it's probably to hold it in different ways, like holding it like this kind of looks like just any old blaster. And, you know, then there's the traditional way, holding it just like that. The Seiza Blaster did include one Kyutama. It is this Kyutama. It is the Shishi Kyutama. And it's almost the same as the Shishi Kyutama that you get with the Shishi Voyager in the Kyureno set. They both have the same symbol, they both have the same number, and, well, there are a few differences, like, for example, the bottom of this one is black and this one is completely solid silver. And the symbols are also different, because this one shows the symbol of the lion, and this one just shows Shishi red in his cockpit. As far as I know, they pretty much will make the same sound when you put the Kyutama into the Seiza Blaster, which I'm going to do right now. There is an on and off switch, which, let me see. Yeah, there it is. I do have it set to off at the moment, but I will turn it on. There we go. And now to put the Shishi Kyutama. Oh, I hit that button. Oops. Okay. Put the Shishi Kyutama in.
Shishi Kyutama.
Alright, and depending on what direction you have the, or push the Kyutama in, it will have a different effect. I will show you. Like, if you push it to the left, and pull it this way. Yeah, I think that's for when they form Kyureno. That's if they are using a skilled Kyutama. And then... and that is the transformation. And then... yep, there's that right there. That is what you get when you pull down on that trigger. Now, depending on the Kyutama, it will pretty much give you different results. Most of them do have their own unique sounds. I'm gonna put in the Shishi Kyutama from Kyureno. And as you heard, it just says Shishi Kyutama, so there's not really any much difference with this one. I do happen to have the other Kyutamas all set up. In fact, in this video, I am going to be showing you my entire Kyutama collection at the time of the recording of this video. It's not going to necessarily be my entire collection in future uploads, but from the time period of which I am recording this, this is my entire collection that I'm going to be showing off. And of course, you've already seen these, and you know, I'm just going to show you what each Kyutama does. If you want to skip to my my end thoughts, go to the timestamp in the video that shows up on the screen. Alright, anyway, here we go. The Sasori Kyutama. I'm going to be doing these in numerical order, by the way. Now, the Okami Kyutama.
Okami Kyutama. Seiza change. Okami.
Next, the Tenbin Kyutama.
Tenbin Kyutama. Seiza change. Tenbin.
Now, the Yoshi Kyutama.
Oshi Kyutama. Seiza change. Oshi.
Next, the Hebetsugai Kyutama.
Hebetsugai Kyutama.
I don't need my hand to be in there the whole time.
Seiza change. Hebetsugai.
Chameleon Kyutama.
Chameleon Kyutama.
Now the Washi Q-Tama. Oh.
Washi Q-Tama. Seiza change. Washi.
Now the Kajiki Q-Tama.
Kajiki Q-Tama. Seiza change. Kajiki.
Now the Ryu Q-Tama.
Q-Tama. Seiza change. Ryu.
Now before we continue on with the next Kyuranger Q-Tama, I am now going to be bringing in the All Kyuranger Q-Tama, which was included with the Q-Let wheel. This is the Q-Tama that determines if the team can go out all at the same time. You know, in most episodes, they do have the Q-Let wheel determine what team goes out or what Q-Rangers go on the mission. If this Q-Tama were to come out, all of them can go on the mission.
Kyuranger Q-Tama. Seiza change. Shishi, Satori, Ookami, Tengen, Oushi, Erikari, Kameleon, Washi, Kajiki.
Yep. And that right there just says the names of the first 9 Kyurangers. Now to bring in the Kuma Q-Tama.
Koguma Q-Tama.
Oh, Koguma Q-Tama. Excuse me.
Seiza change. Koguma.
Now here is the Ho-Ho Q-Tama.
Ho-Ho Q-Tama. Seiza change. Ho-Ho.
Alright, so that's about it for all of the Q-Tamas that the Q-Rangers use to transform. Now to go on to the other ones. Again, if you do wish to go to the end of the video where I give my ending thoughts about this, go to the timestamp in the video. Alright, next we are looking at the Orion Q-Tama.
Orion Q-Tama. Seiza change. Orion.
Alright. Now onto the Q-Tamas that I have on a shelf. This is the Time Q-Tama. Do excuse me that I do not identify the Q-Tamas by their actual name, but I pretty much call this the Time Q-Tama because that's basically what it is. But the Seiza Blaster may or may not tell you the correct name. Though I do apologize if you're not able to understand what the Seiza Blaster is saying. Alright, anyway.
Tokei Q-Tama. Seiza attack.
Okay, and there's that right there. Oh, and by the way, in the actual show, this Q-Tama can only be used up to 2 times before it just vanishes.
Kyuranger. Seiza attack.
I apologize that I didn't have it in there properly.
Seiza attack. Attack! attack! Kyutama! Seiza attack!
I bet some of you are jealous for this one, aren't you?
Pawtucket Kyutama! Seiza attack! 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 Kyutama! Seiza attack!
Something you may notice is that this one was just called Kyutama, with no special powers. Yeah, some of these Kyutamas do not have special sound effects when you put them into the Seiza Blaster. So do excuse me if a couple more of those do show up on the screen.
Kyutama!
It's just obviously going to be the same thing over and over again, so I'll just skip through any Kyutamas that just say Kyutama, because there's not really any point in listening to the same thing over and over again if it's just the same.
Kyutama!
Alright, how about this one?
Kyutama!
Nope. Well, you give us something new.
Kyutama! Seiza attack! Kyutama!
with a number like that, this has to give us something good, right?
Q-tama.
Nope.
Q-tama. 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 Arrow Q-tama. Seiza attack.
Now here is the special all Kyuranger Voyager Kyutama, which came in the Orion Battler.
Shishi Q-tama. Satori Q-tama. Okami Q-tama. Terumin Q-tama. Ocean Q-tama. Terebitsukai Q-tama. Chameleon Q-tama. Washi Q-tama. Kajiki Q-tama. Ryu Q-tama. Koguma Q-tama. Howo Q-tama. Orion Q-tama. Seiza change. Seiza attack.
And I'm pretty sure that if you use one of the transformation Kyutamas and use the attack, each one will probably make the same sound that the all Kyuranger Voyager Kyutama had done. So I don't think there's any need for me to go through all of those. Next, we are going to be looking at the Kojishi Kyutama. I apologize if I've gotten the name wrong. I'm pretty sure the Seiza Blaster will tell us what this is actually called.
Kojishi Q-tama. Seiza attack.
And here is the Cerberus Kyutama.
Q-tama. Seiza attack.
And it just makes the no noise, or the nothing special. Same goes for this Kyutama right here, I think. Let's see.
Super Sentai Q-tama.
Oh, it said Super Sentai Kyutama.
Seiza attack.
Oh, but nothing special there. Now here is the Christmas Kyutama. I bet you're jealous that I have this one too.
Kyutama.
You're probably not as jealous now, right? And I did not forget about the Psycho Kyutama. Although, as I've said in my my review on the Psycho Kyutama, you don't really need the Seiza Blaster to unlock its features. I will show you. Oh, well, I guess you got that. Okay, well. And then there is the Sun and Moon Kyutama.
Great! Seiza attack!
Now to put it on the other way. It was Sun, right?
Great! Seiza attack!
That was a bit difficult for me to get off. Not sure why it didn't do that before. Just wanted to make sure that I did get them both.
Seiza change!
Huh? Oh man. Yeah, the sound started to get a bit lower at that point. Okay then. Okay, after like 30 minutes of looking over this thing, unless you've actually skipped over because you really rather not go through all of those noises, but if you did skip over, I don't blame you for doing that, but if you watched the noises all the way through, I sure hope that you enjoyed them. And we're just a bit curious to know what each Kyutama sounded like when it was put into the Seiza Blaster, just in case you either don't have that Kyutama yourself, are not able to afford it, or simply cannot find it. Quite a few of these Kyutamas were hard for me to find, both at all or at a decent price, but some of them were a lot easier to find than you may think. But anyway, I do know about the Dark Seiza Blaster, which I have not ordered at the time of the recording of this video, but I may at some point. Although the Dark Seiza Blaster is quite expensive, because I think that there was less of that one made than there was of this one. This one was also a bit expensive, but not as much as the Dark Seiza Blaster. I'm not quite sure if I've shown everything that this Seiza Blaster has to offer. There are all of those different attacks that you can do with the Kyutama when you have it implemented into the Seiza Blaster. But I don't think that I can really bother going through all of those. And plus, you probably cannot handle going through all of them, because you pretty much have spent the past 30 minutes listening to all of the sounds, unless you skipped over, which, again, I don't blame you if you have. But anyway, I will point out that I am aware that there are some Kyutamas that I did not show in this video. As I said, I haven't gotten every Kyutama there is out there. There are some that are just extremely hard to find. In fact, some that are even impossible to find. So There are quite a number of numbers that were skipped over. I don't need to be told that I forgot to include a certain number. I didn't forget to include it, I simply do not have it. And it could be because I have not been able to find it. It does make me wonder what the American version of the Seiza blaster is going to make, like what noises it's going to make when it finally gets a release, and hopefully a little over a year. Hopefully they do decide to adapt it that soon, but I just am not certain at this point. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next review video. I just thought maybe you would like to see the whole collection at the time of the recording of this video. But in the future, I may also have another Ryu Kyutama and Ho-Ho Kyutama for obvious reasons. And also the Dark Kyutamas. But here is my collection as it is now, being shown on the screen for the very first time.